What are lip oils and why do we need them? They're everywhere, and these are some of the most popular formulas. So today we are battling it out. We're going to decide which one is the best. I'm going to give you my honest opinion on all these formulas because they seem to be everywhere. But make sure you check out my Instagram, Too Much Blush, for more fun and makeup related content. It's a much more carefree platform. So I have so much makeup on that page, so make sure you check it out. The first thing I wanted to understand was what is the difference between a lip gloss and a lip oil. So I've opened birdie.com and let's hear what they have to say. According to Beauty Pros, there are plenty of similarities and differences between a gloss and a lip oil. For example, glosses provide more of a megawatt shine and intense color payoff, but often come with a sticky finish, while hydrating lip oils leave the lips coated in a hint of color plus shine. Okay, that makes sense. Ranking products in a certain makeup category isn't as easy as it may seem because I have to be very mindful of what I'm saying. Some of the products that I don't like on this list, or maybe they're not my favorites, are loved by many. So I do have to be careful with how I put across my point, but I also need to be honest and give my 100% genuine opinion. The bottom position on this list is occupied by the Gisou honey infused lip oil. So I'll start with the positives, and that's the packaging. Out of all the lip oils I own, this one has my favorite packaging. So it has a nice pink cap, which is synonymous with the Gisou pink, and I believe this is glass, and that's what the oil looks like. It resembles honey in a way. I don't know how much honey is in the actual oil. I'm sure there is some, but it looks exactly like honey, and the bottle has this nice little curvature, and there's a slight bend in the bottle, so it's definitely a very unique product in terms of packaging, and I love having it on display whenever I'm working because of how great it looks. But there are certain issues that I have with this oil. Now here's the thing, just because I've put this formula at the bottom doesn't mean it's awful. Not at all. I have 6 lip oils in this category and they're all the best, the most hyped lip oils right now. So the competition is going to be slightly cutthroat, and I have to be very critical to ensure that I'm able to rank everything. In terms of what it smells like, this smells like an oil. Like, it smells like an oil. I don't know if I'm the only one who gets that sense from the fragrance, but I definitely feel that it smells like an oil, like vegetable oil, but it's not offensive to it's not a horrible scent. I can only smell it if I open the packaging, but when I have it on my lips, it doesn't really make much of a difference. So it's quite clear with a slight yellowness to it. Even though the yellow is very faint, I can see the yellow shining through, but the yellow isn't very strong. I can see it sometimes, and that's because my lips aren't very pigmented to begin with. So I'll try to demonstrate what the lip oil looks like. So right now on camera, it looks very nice. Even in person, it's perfectly fine. This oil has to be the oiliest that I own. When I say oiliest, it definitely feels like an oil. Like, I can feel that sort of consistency on my lips, and I would never mistake this to be a gloss. Now, the problems begin with the fact that I don't really understand the position it occupies in my collection. So it doesn't have any pigment, and it doesn't have any of the shine that I would associate with a gloss, but it's not hydrating enough to be a lip treatment or a lip balm. I'm not the type of person who's going to wear this on its own and be done with it, because the problem is, whenever I apply a lip liner or anything underneath it, this oil just doesn't look good with it. I don't know if it's the oily consistency of the product that breaks everything down under it, because oil tends to do that with makeup. So it's definitely very overhyped in my opinion. And I think what makes it stand out is the packaging. But had it been at a better price point, I would have definitely found it easier to recommend it. I kind of end up forgetting about this like all the time. Also, I find that it's not the most long lasting. So whenever I apply it after almost half an hour, it just fades away. It doesn't leave anything behind. So it doesn't even hydrate my lips. I don't find it to be worth the effort, in my opinion. It's very nice, don't get me wrong, if you're interested in it and you're someone who does not like makeup, who is not looking for pigment, and all you want is some shine on your lips, then I think you would really get along with the Gisou lip oil. As it turns out, I don't think I'm their target customer when it comes to the lip oil itself. Even though I love Gisou, I've used so many of their products, their hair care products in particular, and I've really enjoyed them. But yes, so this was the Gisou Honey Lip Oil, and let's move on to the next one. So we're moving up, and the next product that I have to mention is from Rare Beauty, is their soft liquid pinched blush. Not the soft liquid pinch blush, it's their lip oil, and I have the shade Wonder. The reason why it's figuring so low on my list is not because I have any problem with the formula, no. I think this has to be one of my favorite lip products of 2023. But the reason why I've relegated it to this level is because of their marketing and the way this formula is described. Because I don't think it's a lip oil at all. It's more of a lip stain, like a classic lip stain that you'd get from Korean beauty. And that makes sense because it is made in Korea. So if I were to consider it objectively, this product shouldn't even figure on this list because it is not a lip oil. It is definitely not one. At least in my experience, just does not perform like a lip oil. But since it's called one, it's extremely hyped and it was everywhere on the internet last year, I feel that I should include it in this video because we are discussing lip oils today, and I'm sure a lot of you would be interested to know more about this particular formula. That's the main reason why I've put it at this. That's the main reason why it's at this position, because I have nothing to complain about when it comes to the formula itself. I think the only argument that one could make for this to be an oil is the fact that it's quite shiny and lip oil looking when you first apply it. That shine fades away very quickly and you're left with a stain. And this is what Wonder from Rare Beauty looks like on me. This formula is just very pretty and very easy to use. It leaves this gorgeous stain behind as the day goes on, as I eat my food and as I talk. So it's something that I can just slap on and not have to worry about. And that's something I really enjoy with makeup products. And if I were to use a lip liner, it would look even more impactful. So this one is very well deserving of the hype it receives. The only reason, as I've mentioned, for ranking it so low is because of the marketing and how misleading the title is. I didn't even want to include it in this video, but I thought, let's just do it. Moving on to the next, and I have to mention the Milk Makeup Odyssey Lip Oil Gloss. I have the shade Quest, and this is what it looks like. It's a nice big doe foot. That's very important, right? In a lip oil. I hope you can see as I'm swatching it that it's a very milky gloss. It's definitely the milkiest of the, lip oil. It's the milkiest of the lip oils I own. It's a very nice neutral shade. And this is what the shade Quest looks like on me. So it's a very nice hydrating pigmented lip oil gloss kind of hybrid. I definitely find it to be more on the oil side, but it does have a very nice glossy finish, which I appreciate. I have put it at this position, and that's because it doesn't sink into the lines of my lips. One of the most important elements in any lip product for me, especially if I use it with a lip liner and it looks very elegant on my lips. I really like this color, especially because it's very unique to my collection. It isn't sticky or gloopy, and that's very important with any formula that's on the glossy oil side. Moving on to the next product on this list, and this is the Milani Fruit Fetish Lip Oil in the shade Cherry Lime. It's a nice sizable doe foot and I really appreciate that. It has the loveliest fragrance. It reminds me of my childhood for some reason. So it's a very, even though it's cherry lime, it doesn't have an offensive cherry fragrance. So I've only worn this at home. I haven't stepped out with it. The reason why it's not higher up on the list is because I just got it 2 days ago. As far as pigmentation goes, it's not a very heavily pigmented lip oil, but it's pretty decent. You can see the red shining through. And even though I've had it for only a couple of days, I can safely say that it's very nice and thin, very comfortable, is not sinking into the lines of my lips. And I can definitely see why this product has the level of fame it does. It's proving to be very reliable. It makes me feel like my lips are taken care of. It's a wonderful hybrid formula because even though it looks like a gloss, on my lips it feels more like an oil. So this is not a substitute for lip balm, but it still feels very light and weightless. And yes, this is what the Milani lip oil looks like. We're finally down to our top two. Second place is the Dior Lip Glow Oil. This is the OG, the original lip oil, the one that started it all. I remember in 2021, I was obsessed with this lip oil and I knew I had to get my hands on it. I hope it's visible on camera, but I've reached the bottom, like almost. I've managed to, you can see how much I've used, but it had to be bumped down a notch because of the lip oil that occupies the first position. And no matter how many lip oils come and go, how long this trend stays in vogue, this lip oil will always occupy a very special place in my Hall of Fame. Since it's a luxury product, I would expect the packaging to be, very high quality, and it looks incredible. It has my favorite packaging of all time. It also has the iconic doe foot, the one that has been imitated, or what's the word, that has been similarly used to death. It has a minty fresh scent, very unique to this formula and brings back a lot of memories for me. No doe foot on any of the lip oils on this list can match up to this one. It is bendy, it is big, it manages to apply the exact amount of product I need. It has the most glorious shine, and no matter how many lip oils come and go, this will always be a favorite of mine. The only reason why I didn't put it at the top is because so many lip oils have come out since it achieved all the fame it did. I have the shade Rosewood. Even though it's not heavily pigmented, it does give my lips a little nice hint of color. And this is what I mean by that megawatt shine we were discussing when we were talking about what a lip oil actually means. It shines through, and whenever I've worn it, I've just felt so confident. It always makes me feel like a model of duty. It's very elegant, very effortless, fills in the lines of my lips, never have to worry about any bleeding or sinking. And yes, this is an incredible product that will always have a special place in my heart. This does occupy second position, and I'm very excited to share what's number one. The first position has to go to the NYX Fat Lip Drip Oil, and it was a very close competition between this and the Dior Lip Glow Oil. I have two shades, Newsfeed and Supermodel. Supermodel has some shimmer running throughout it, whereas Newsfeed does not. But I can never feel the glitter on my lips or any chunky particles settling into any lines. This and the Dior Lip Oil formula are heavily compared all the time, and I can see why they are quite similar. So this is what the doe foot looks like on the NYX Fat Lip Drip Oil. This formula is, I remember when I first tried it on, I was amazed by how thin, comfortable, and long lasting it was. Once I have it on, I don't even need to do anything. I can't feel anything on my lips. The shade is nicely pigmented. Next is the shade Supermodel, which is a nice pink, everyday shade. Wearable pink. They're pigmented, they're buildable, they're long lasting, they don't sink into the lines of my lips, and they feel very comfortable. So I think they've kind of hit every single point on my list. They come at a better price point, so I find it easier to suggest these to anyone who is interested in trying out a lip oil. So those are all the lip oils I had to discuss in today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one.